Tavern afterwards for a dramatic reading of the Declaration of Independence.
Good morning.
Morning.
Happy Fourth. My name's David Hunter, and on behalf of the Tribute to Tish Committee, I welcome you to this ceremony in honor of our former Mayor Tish Colombi. 3 years ago, early in 2013, Mayor Colombi announced that she would not be a candidate at the municipal election to be held in May that year. She said she had decided to retire, having served 28 years as a commissioner in the borough of Haddonfield, a record that may never be surpassed. A number of Tish's friends and supporters sprung into action to organise a tribute for Tish dinner at Tavistock Country Club on a Sunday evening in April 2013. If you weren't there, let me tell you, it was quite an event. Standing room only, with tribute upon glowing tribute. We invited those who attended the dinner and also those who could not attend to contribute financially to a gift that would recognise in perpetuity Tish's extraordinary devotion to the borough government and the community of Haddonfield. We purchased a sculpture of a young girl, an exuberant young girl, and we are here today to present that gift to the borough and the community. I want to thank the other leaders of the committee, including Susan Gower and Bob Mirabello, for helping to make this day a reality. Although John Giannotti did not create the sculpture we are presenting, he prepared it expertly and installed it, and we thank him for that. The committee is especially grateful to the Borough Administrator, Sharon McCullough, for her advice and assistance. Without her commitment to the project and guidance, we would not be here today. And now it gives me great pleasure to ask Mayor Casco, with the support of Commissioner John Muscatelli and Commissioner Neil Rochford, to accept this gift on behalf of the community of Haddonfield and to dedicate it in honor of Mayor Tish Colombi.
Thank you, David. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a beautiful morning to be here on the 4th of July with my fellow commissioners and with one of my fellow commissioners, with Mayor Colombi. And I believe that Mayor Tarditi is also here. Jack, give a wave. And former Mayor Gene Kane is with us too, right, Gene? And they both want to make sure that they are here. And any other commissioners here? John Reisner, Commissioner Reisner's here. Thanks, John. And our former Borough Commissioner Richard Schwab is also here. Richard. And these are the folks. Those are the folks that know Tish best because they served the longest with her, either as a colleague on the Board of Commissioners or as administrator or as mayor. I'll be very brief. I just want to say that back in 1985, right, 1985, when I was in college, and Ronald Reagan was president, and Tom Kaine was the governor, I think, in New Jersey, and we had a momentous occasion where a woman named Tish Colombi got elected as the first female member of the Board of Commissioners in Haddonfield. And what's obvious, there's obviously something notable about that, but I think what I've learned and what I think others have learned that have served with Tish is that for almost 100 years we've had this form of government, right? We've had a commission form of government since the late 1800s, early 1900s. And for the first time, somebody joined our governing body who was unlike anyone else. And that's because she was someone's daughter, someone's sister, someone's mother, someone's wife. And that is a perspective that is brought, or was brought, for 28 years. And that's a perspective we're missing at the moment, but really is a tremendous perspective, at least for me, and I'm not doing this just to be gratuitous, but to say that to have that perspective, someone that's a mother and a wife, making decisions for the town, not just men making decisions, was something that was memorable and something that I'm taking note of today, Tish, for everyone. So on behalf of Commissioner Moscatelli and Commissioner Rochford, and on behalf of the former mayors and commissioners that are here, and on behalf of the people of Haddonfield, again, we thank you for your service, and we accept this statue in your name from the committee, and I want to thank David and the members of the committee for making this happen. So thank you, and we do hereby accept and dedicate this statue in honor of Tish and her service as the first and only commissioner, female commissioner and mayor. Congratulations and thank you again.
Well, good morning, everybody. Yeah. So great to see. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's not working very great. Okay, now better. I can't tell you what it means to me to look out across this audience and see so many people that I haven't seen in such a long time. And I thank you so much for taking the time out of a very busy holiday to spend a few minutes with me on this very special occasion. I never thought this day would come. I don't mean I never thought it would take 3 years after I retired for there to be a ceremony like this. I mean, I never thought that I would retire. But after 28 years as a commissioner, the last 12 of them as mayor, I did retire. If I said I do not miss it, I would not be telling the truth. I do miss it. I miss it very much. I kind of hang around at Borough Hall some days, just hoping something will happen. For more than a quarter of a century, it was not just a job. It was really my life. I was elected in 1985, just 3 years after the historic district was established, and 2 years after the Haddonfield Foundation was created. Both have had a tremendous positive impact on our community. When I was elected in 1985, many of the things we now take for granted did not exist. There was no dinosaur on Kings Highway and no dinosaur monument on Maple Avenue. There was no business improvement district and no shopping on Sundays. There was no mandatory recycling program in Haddonfield, and Crow's Woods was an abandoned landfill, nothing like it is today. There was no Haddonfield child care, no Mabel K Senior Center, and no interfaith caregivers. No plan for Bancroft to move out of town, and no realistic plan for renovating the library. Now, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute that I deserve credit for all of these things that I just mentioned, although I was very much involved with all of them. But I will claim 100% credit for two things. In our community's 300-year history, I was the first woman to be elected as a commissioner of the borough of Haddonfield and as its mayor. And I'm very proud of that. Until 1985, even though Haddonfield was founded by a 21-year-old Quaker woman from England, until 1985, the children of our community assumed that the mayor and commissioners would always be men. The children of our community, the girls especially, had no female role model inside the Borough Hall. Secondly, as mayor, I initiated Talk to the Mayor, where I spent every Wednesday at the Borough Hall so residents could come in and meet with me personally. I am not just pleased but honored to have served as a role model for the young girls of our community for nearly 30 years. On June the 4th of this year, we celebrated the 315th anniversary of the day on which Elizabeth Haddon personally took responsibility for lands in this area now known as Haddonfield. It was the most extraordinary thing for a woman to do in those days, but she was a most extraordinary woman. Anniversaries such as the one in June remind us that we, collectively, are the beneficiaries of great decisions made by those who came before us. They remind us that we are the trustees of the Haddonfield we have inherited, responsible for making great decisions that will benefit not just those who live in Haddonfield today, but those who will live here tomorrow. Although I am retired from office, and although I no longer serve publicly as the role model I once did, I hope this sculpture at this location will be a permanent reminder that women are not only welcome in the leadership of our borough, but they are essential. I want to thank all who donated to this gift, the members of the committee for everything they did to make this day possible, and to the borough commissioners for placing this sculpture exuberant. People do say I'm exuberant sometimes, so I guess that's a good fit, in such a prominent and appropriate place. It is a great honor, and I appreciate it very much. Thank you all for attending today and for your support during the years I served our community. And as always, we promise you a fabulous 4th of July parade. Thank you very much for coming.